The former U.S. ambassador to the UN during the Trump administration is now the first high-profile Republican candidate to challenge the former president for the 2024 nomination. And Haley kicked things off by describing the America that she sees, calling for a new generation of leaders and asking her supporters to do what's never been done and send a woman to the White House. Let's bring in ABC News White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks and ABC's Doreen Shah for more on this. Mary Alice, Haley started things off with some common talking points, focused on common pain points like, moms looking for formula, too many small businesses struggling to pay their bills, she says, too many big businesses getting tax bailouts, talking about too much crime. But we also heard something more unusual, her proposal for term limits for Congress and also competency tests for any politicians over 75. What did you make of that?
She's really trying to lean into that age argument, and it makes sense. It might be one of the best arguments she has going forward. She wants to position herself as the new generation and run against what she says, clearly, is a generation that's too old. You heard some of these powerful applause lines where she said, it's not that the country is past its prime, our politicians are past their prime. We don't need politicians from the 20th century to fight 21st century problems. And so when she brings up those policy ideas, which are a little bit extreme, no one really thinks that those are going to get passed, like a cognitive test for politicians. But she's trying to underscore this idea that she thinks people are too old. And especially when you look at her compared to former President Trump, a lot of the speech, there's a lot of overlap, a lot of language that sounds very Trumpy, very close to him, close to his base. So the best argument she has to distinguish herself from the former president is to say that she's younger and a woman and different and would bring a new generation, sort of a new generational perspective to the role.
And our senior congressional correspondent is there at the event. Rachel, what's the reception like in the room?
I can tell you that she got the loudest amount of applause on those lines calling for that new generation to step in, and especially when she signaled out to Republicans, sending that clear message that now is the time for change. She said that if you are tired of losing trust in a new generation of leaders to come forward and take the reins. She said the cause is right, but the strategy is wrong, pointing out that Republicans have lost the popular vote in the last 7 out of 8 presidential elections. She believes that it's time for a new strategy going forward, which, as Mary Alice was noting, is sort of this new generation coming in. That's what she believes will separate her from the rest of the pack. And so lots of applause on those lines where she's talking about a new generation of leaders stepping in, saying that America's not past our prime. It's just that our leaders are past theirs. She did not mention former President Donald Trump by name, only referenced him one time when she talked about being appointed to the position of ambassador to the United Nations. This wasn't an attack against the former president, but she did lean heavily into attacks against President Biden, going down a long list of failures that she believes that the president and Democrats are pushing, saying that she wants to control the border and government spending as well. But she is making it clear that she is in this race, that she is in this fight. She went down a long list of times that she has been underestimated. Obviously, Haley standing on this stage as a trailblazer. She's someone that has made history here in South Carolina, the first woman elected governor of South Carolina, the first woman of color elected to that position as well. Her words, she says, let the best woman win this race. She is in this race, the first challenger to former President Donald Trump, doing something that she said that she would never do before, launching her bid to become president against the former president and her old boss, Diane.
And Rachel, we've talked about some of the similarities here between Nikki Haley and former President Trump and some of their talking points. And one of them, you mentioned that she was going really hard after the Biden administration. She blames the Biden administration for what she calls a self-loathing in this country and really tried to strike a tone of patriotism. Is there a sense that the American public and at least the base is looking for that, looking for a leader that will give them permission to feel proud to be an American again?
Yeah, this is really taking a page out of sort of the Trump, Ron DeSantis playbook. She talked about wokeism, essentially, here, saying that her, as someone that has made history, as someone that is a minority trailblazer, that she does not believe that this country is racist, that she does not see this as a divisive country, that she believes that she's a leader that represents unity. We are hearing this sort of playbook, this line of delivery from several prominent Republicans, like I said, from former President President Donald Trump to Ron DeSantis. It is something that we have here sort of resonate with their base. The question is she trying to reach other voters? If she's trying to reach some of those independents, does that message really resonate with them? And I guess time will tell to see whether or not that's an issue that is resonating with them, Diane.
And Zorine, she leaned into the history-making potential here of the fact that she is a woman candidate, the fact that she is an Indian American, and she also leaned into a different delivery. You say that's what stuck out to you, the way she delivered a lot of these messages.
It sounded really different from Donald Trump, even though she was saying very similar things. But I do want to point out, you said she highlighted the fact that she was a woman of color. The song playing right as she got the stage was Tom Petty's American Girl, right? Really highlighting her gender and her identity in the speech as well. I mean, towards the top, she talked about being a proud daughter of Indian immigrants, that her parents left India for a better life. You know, I wrote this piece for ABC.com about how 70% of Asian Americans, South Asians, are Democrats, right? So who is she talking to? She's really appealing to conservative white Americans, to conservative Latinos, conservative blacks, the people who really want something different.
All right, Rachel Scott, Mary Ellis Park, Zorine Shah, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.